Good afternoon out there, and welcome to the Art of Recovery. And today we have our Director of Community Services here for Trinity Behavioral Care, Miss Elizabeth Clark. So today we're going to get a look and get some questions and understanding as a Director of Community Services, what does that mean to our communities? All right, Miss Elizabeth Clark, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm glad to have you on today to be able to share with us your role as community services for all three counties we have here with Trinity Behavior Care. So what is a day like for you for community service?
So a day for me as the director of community services is to ensure that lead and guide the direction of the team. There are different strategies that we have to do as far as meeting the needs of the community. We don't just decide, oh, we're going to wake up one day and we're going to go and do an event. A part of that role is making sure that we do a needs assessment, which means that we talk to the community, see what their needs are, and then we create a plan. We address or come up with different activities or programs that could address the needs of the community and educating them about substance use and misuse.
We do events. What type of events are what type of events that we provide?
So for Trinity Behavior Care, because we are a substance commission, we provide different evidence-based programs, which means that, we purchase a program that someone else have done in areas that look like ours, and they have tested it. They've done the surveys. They've saw that if you do it this way, it will create change. So we do evidence-based programs with our young people, whether it's in a school setting, at the school setting, or in the community. And then also we do presentations. We go inside the schools or community and do different presentations on the risk and the concerns and what substance use do to the body. Oftentimes, people think of addiction as being it is a bad thing, but they aren't bad people. Addiction is a disease. It's something that, persons doesn't wake up and say, hey, I'm going to be addicted to cocaine today. That's just not how it works. But at the same time, some of us have addiction to caffeine. And so one addiction is no worse than the other. Right. And so it's basically just educating the community so that they have the resources that they need so that they can prevent substance misuse.
Okay. All right. That's good stuff. And so with that, that means health fairs and participate in.
So we participate in different health fairs. We also do presentations. We engage in the community by doing alternative events for the young people. I know that whenever we do our community surveys, we've done a couple focus groups. It's really trying to find out what the young people want or what the young people need. We could sit back and plan all different types of activities, but if the young people don't want it, they're not going to come and support it. And so, we did do alternative events so that kids have something positive that they can do. Like they say, a safe space so that they can, get together and hands out and also learn at the same time. We also provide different presentations to employers and to businesses, educating them on, how to use their medication in a safe way. Because all it takes is just a little more of the way it's normal. Someone can forget to take their medicine or double take their medicine. And, what is the side effects of that? What is the reactions going to be? And then you go to work, not knowing how that's going to affect your body later. So it's just educating people to do the things that you normally do, but in moderation.
Yes. And so with that being said, it's important to have partnership again as community, isn't it?
It is.
How do we do that?
The counties that we serve, a lot of times there's so many other different agencies out there that are doing similar things. And so a big part of that is utilizing the resources that are already available.
Yeah.
And partnering with those resources other than recreating the wheel.
Yes.
And so instead of going and sponsoring an event, we can go and participate and then and support someone else's event and then also get our information out there as well. And so as far as community outreach is concerned, that's what we do. We are a resource. We're out providing information about the services that we provide. But at the same time, everybody that comes to our table may not need us. They may need another resource, and we know what those resources are in the community. So, we're partners with other resources in the community as well.
Yes, and I think that matters and that helps. So one of the collaborations we've had going on is, the SCORF project. And what does that entails?
So SCORF is the South Carolina Opioid Response Fund, where the pharmaceutical companies were sued. All the lawsuit money came to the different states. And so we submitted that proposal to be able to provide services to our communities, Maryland, Dillon, and Marlborough counties, in educating and reducing opioid use.
Okay.
And so that's a good collaboration because at the same time, everyone thinks it's someone else's problem. Remember, when we're out in the community giving out Narcan, there's such a bad stigma. Oh my goodness, I need that. I don't need that. I don't know anybody. But it's not always about whether you personally use or not. Because opioids are so widely used, at the same time, everyone is not using it in an illegal manner. And there are people that have to take opioids as a pain reliever. The doctor give it to them. And so it's just being able to educate the community on the safe uses and what to do whenever their family member or their loved one or someone that they come in contact with uses it in a manner that it wasn't intended, or take too much medication by mistake, and not just being able to help, being able to have Narcan on hand, and able to save a life.
So with the SCORF grant, what does that give us the opportunity to do in all three counties? And who do we collaborate with to get this thing going?
So in all three counties, we have Trinity has a prevention specialist, and we partner with the sheriff's office as well. And that sheriff's office has a prevention specialist as well. Together, they are in the community distributing Narcan, doing presentations on educating on opioids and the safe uses, and also providing two evidence-based programs to youth. The two programs that we're using is Operation Prevention and Too Good for Drugs. And those one program specifically talks about, safe use of the prescription drugs, and, how young people need to look and see the label, make sure that they're taking it how they're supposed to take it, and relying on a responsible adult to give them the medicine. Yeah. The other program talks about opioids, but also digs into the other substances as well. And so both programs are very useful for the young people. So outside of the prevention specialists and community outreach, we also partner with the detention centers. And so there is a counselor and also a peer support that work with the inmates to make sure that either one, if they are already a client of ours, they continue to get the services that they need. And if not, it's also offering them the opportunity to get services once they're released. But as they are in the jail, they are being seen and being, engaged in those different services that are needed.
And that's definitely an outreach. That's an outreach that a lot of people are not aware of, that, our services continues to provide.
It also kind of bridges the gap, because oftentimes individuals look at law enforcement as being just, awful. They don't care.
Yeah.
All they want to do is arrest. And that's really not the situation all the time. Where individuals have a substance use, enforcement is needed sometimes, but also education and being able to provide them is either resources is the ultimate goal.
Yes. So being able that, if there's an arrest or if there's a call, that officer would be able to say, hey, here's a list of resources. This is what you need to do. It's not all, it's not all bad, and it's not all about, getting an arrest. And I think also up under the SCORF grant, we also come up with a task force. And with that task force, it's pretty much our local agencies. Want to talk a little bit about that?
So with the task force, because the funding can't really be allocated to a city municipality, we utilize the sheriff's office to do so. They have broad parameters for the entire county. And so with the task force, it allows us to, or our goal is to get all of the other departments that are not directly impacted. Like, for example, Marlboro County, we partner with the city of Bennettsville, the town of McCall, Clio as well. So it brings all of those law enforcement departments together. We get all of the people that have direct contact with the individual if they overdose to see what those high-risk areas are and see what activities or programs that we can create that we can further assist the community, whether it's in educating the families or educating the young people. But it is a partnership or a task force so that we can figure out how we can address the issue and reduce the overdose rate across the board.
Okay, and so that's good. That's good stuff, and it's good information to put out there. Um, it's a great opportunity, and I mean, I think it's something that continue to grow as long as we're being able to partner with each other and be able to collaborate with each other.
And it also gets the word out too, because a lot of times individuals only seek us out whenever something bad happens. And so having the preventionists out in the community and doing education, giving out brochures, meeting the community where they are, it's in a non-facility area, yet it's in the area where they feel comfortable with, where they shouldn't be judged. They shouldn't be judged anyway, but it's a way to have a conversation so that they are able to do what needs to be done.
Yes. And it's a two-sided conversation. It's not just, our opinions or our ideas. It's, everybody's involved and everybody's a part of this picture. And again, that's why we're here. That's why we're having this conversation. And, it has been a pleasure. She's also my supervisor. And she trained me very well how to be a prevention specialist. And she lets us to be able to be open-minded and being able to communicate because each county is different. And as a representative of each county, the needs become a little bit different, but we work so well together that, we can see the future. We can see, we can see the sun rising on the other end because we care and we're passionate about what we're doing. And in this conversation, we hope that it brings more partnerships and more collaborations because here's here. We're here. We're here for the future. We're definitely here for our young people because, this is all about them. This is preparing them for where they need to go. So with that being said, is there anything else that you would like to encourage the community with before we sign off?
I would encourage the community to just be open, have empathy. Addiction is something that you just can't choose. But at the same time, just be informed so that we're able to help each other. We're out there. We want to engage the young people, and it starts with the young people.
Yes.
And letting them know what their options are. Pouring into them the knowledge that we have, the support that we have, so that they are productive citizens, in the counties that we serve.
Yes.
And also giving the parents and the community some tools that will help them along the way.
Yes, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I'm sure our community appreciate that as well. I thank you guys again. We would definitely have her back on some upcoming things for the new year. And I appreciate the transparency. I appreciate the conversation. And I pray that this conversation will help our community become stronger. Together, we can choose a better life. This has been the Auto Recovery. Thank you and God bless.